This is Sean with Gate City Foundation Drainage. I'm on a job here today doing a drainage assessment. And so this homeowner has been battling with flooding problems for at least 24 years since he bought the house in the late 90s. And here I am just doing a simple garden hose test, just running the garden hose and seeing where the water wants to go. So we put a level on this patio and it's barely sloping into the foundation. And we wanted to check and see what was going on with the water here. And we're just really running the water and just observing what happens when the water hits that concrete patio. Look at this one. Definitely flowing off right here too, which is good. Drop that down.
Question is it moving on? Right?
Yeah. So you see how it's going up against the foundation here?
Yes.
So even if all your water off this deck is landing right here, that's definitely not good. And it's eventually flowing, but it's flowing right up against the foundation. And you don't have any vent wells here.
Well, oh, you mean vents within the
yeah.
I hate to say, I got the dimple board and I cannot.
No, but that's good. That means you can come up a little bit. So I would probably come up with some dirt.
Come out more.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I know you don't want to hear this, but this concrete, this needs to be, this patio needs to be replaced.
Yeah, don't want to hear that.
No.
Well, if you get this replaced, Sean, what am I up against in another 3-4 years? I'm sure that's not going anywhere, except down.
Yeah.
Except down.
Yeah.
That has no path of
escape.
Exactly.
Yep. So anything, even if we're running over here somewhere, if this water's going this way, it may be finding that low point right there.
What's my fault? What's my fault?
So that water's already gone right there.
Down.
Yeah. And you're talking, this is just surface rainwater, you know what I mean?
I'm with
you. And it's eventually going to find that low point in your basement.
Okay.
So I would say figure out if you want a patio out here or your enclosed sunroof, and we can work some drainage solutions around it. This is Sean. I'm out here today looking at a drainage problem. And so he's got water coming in the basement. It's been going on for years. And we just ran a couple of little tests here. So let me show you the lay of the land. We've got this slope up here coming up, and it kind of shoots down over there. Same kind of thing on the other side. We have a slope coming up here, and it kind of shoots around. And so he sent me a bunch of pictures and videos, so I had a pretty good idea of what I was walking into.
Today is March the 17th. We had a fair amount of rain, I think yesterday evening, last night. Got some water coming in. I've seen worse, but got it coming in from over there. Need to say back over here. This is where we kind of swept out to get it into the sump pump. And needless to say, you can See it trickling on down through there, coming off the east wall. I'm getting ready to go into the house and look what's going on under there.
오케이. 솜이다. 참 여보 올라게.
And this concrete here was on my radar, so we just ran a test here with some water, and the concrete is sloping into the foundation, and you can see where it has settled a little bit. Let me see if I can get you down here. So you see where that concrete slab has settled a little bit, and we ran the hose right here a minute ago, and the water just pooled right there, and I was stomping around in it, and then the water disappeared, and so all that water is going right in there. So talking to the homeowner for quite a while here, he was saying that they were talking about doing a screened-in porch back here, and so let me talk about that for a minute. If you're going to do a screened-in porch, you don't necessarily need to replace the concrete. However, if water ever gets back on top of this concrete, you're going to be back in the same position again. So I made sure if they're going to do the porch, you need to come out past the concrete, and so water never gets back on the concrete again. And so what I propose to do if they don't do the screened-in porch, what I've done many times before, replace this concrete here, slope it down, and then put it into a channel drain and take the water out. And so we would use the concrete as not only a waterproof barrier up against the foundation over here, but we would also use it as a collection device to get our water into our channel. And I was talking about concrete guys, even my concrete guys. If you're a concrete guy, you want to make that concrete perfectly level. And so they probably put a tiny bit of slope on it when they poured this about 4 years ago. But once it settled, it wasn't enough. And so when I do this kind of thing, I have my guys do a pretty aggressive slope on it, a little bit more than they like to, and so I have to keep on them. But concrete guys like level concrete, and level concrete doesn't work too well if it starts to settle. So yeah, I'm just gonna wait and hear back from what he wants to do with this. So pretty interesting job here. Another concern we have here is these gutters may be a little bit low. Take a look sight along the roof right there, and you can see that the gutters are just a little bit low. So another thing he's going to do is check and make sure that they're not cascading and overflowing. Right here, there's a bunch of gravel here, and he also had a bunch of that dimple board put in. He's been working on this for about 20 years, he said. And so we ran some water right here in this low point, and it disappeared. And I wanted to show you this dimple board here. Now, I don't really, if you keep the surface water away from this dimple board, you don't need it. And what the dimple board does is it tries to get the surface water into the ground all along the foundation and then all the way to the bottom of the foundation. So that dimple board, I don't see why anybody uses it or why you would even want to. Just keep the surface water on the surface and get rid of it. Don't take it into the ground next to the foundation. It doesn't make any sense to me. but you can see all the pipe that he's put in, which has definitely helped. This is another concern here, and you can see our gutters right there, and any gutter water that overflows in here, this water really has no place to get out. And I wanted to show you, I don't know if you can see or not, but there's a little bit of a line right here. See if I can get you down in there to see it. And that's a drip line. So it's right there. Right there's our drip line. Now let's see if it aligns. So there it aligns with our gutters. And so these gutters may be overflowing. And this area here, if this fills up, it's got no way for the water to get out. So this is another concern that we noted. This is not really the high point. That back patio is the high point. So I think the patio, especially with us running that test, is our problem. This homeowner has been dealing with water problems for years, and he's done a bunch of different things to try to stop the water getting into his basement. I already mentioned that dimple board, and I don't really think that works very well. Basically, if you have water that's a problem, my philosophy is you want to be capturing that water and diverting it and delivering it someplace where it's not a problem anymore. So an easy way to think about that is the water that is a problem for you, you can see it where it's a problem usually, and wherever your solution takes it, you better see it there as well. So when we put a pipe in the ground and catch a gutter or a channel drain, it's going to be gushing water because all the water that's the problem is now being delivered far away from the house. And so when you paint a masonry wall with stop leak or with a sealant, that's not doing anything with the water. And so problems with that are the more water that you have in an area, the more burden that waterproofing has to deal with. And so I really like the idea of collecting water, and my favorite collection devices are gutters and channel drains, concrete, French drains, things like that, ways to collect the water, get it into a pipe. Once you get the water into a pipe, then you can send it on down the way. And these pipes, as you all have seen on my channel, they just gush water. And so that dimple board, if you don't see the problematic water being delivered somewhere else, then your solution is not going to work very well. That's my philosophy. The dimple board tries to get the water to fall down the foundation into a perforated pipe and then hopefully flow out somewhere. I don't like that idea because you're inviting the water into the foundation. And so I think this guy is going to do the screened-in sunroom approach. And so we talked about doing concrete, and again, the concrete is the collection device. If he does a screened-in porch, the roof is the collection device. So that's how we're going to collect that surface water and deliver it into a gutter and then get some pipes going on. And it is very, very crucial, though, that no water gets on that concrete if it's sloping the wrong way. And I have seen that before, where they build an addition and the concrete's sloping the wrong way and there's no way to get to the concrete because you've got an addition now. And so I think his wife liked the idea of the sunroom. They've been talking about it for a while, and this was like the way to go now. It's like, okay, now we need to do it. And so I told him, keep me in the loop, text me any pictures, whatever, as they're constructing it, keeping drainage in mind, and I can come out there and put some pipes in and catch the gutters once they're finished. So let me know if you all like this type of video, and I'll try to do more of these assessment type videos where I'm on the job and looking at things for the first time. All right, thanks for watching.